Dates and princess treatment is earned. What up, YouTube? This is the Modern Man KE back in here with another video. After a while, it's been quite a while, 4 days without posting anything. I was actually incarcerated, but I'm not going to talk about that right now. Anyway, now as you all know, I am a frequent person in these online streets, in these dating apps. And one thing I have come to realize about women who are online, or let me just say women in general, is they expect people to go above and beyond to treat them nicely or treat them well. Now, it's the same thing with men. Men always expect people to automatically respect them without knowing that respect is actually earned. And when it comes to women, obviously, being treated nicely or being given what they call the princess treatment is something that you have to earn. Now, you cannot blame these women for how they think. Majority of them grew up being told they were princesses. They grew up watching Cinderella and Snow White and all these kind of shows, and they got that into their mentality that they are supposed to be treated a certain way by the opposite gender. And when time catches up with them, they find out that things are very different outside. You know, they thought this is what's going to happen, and something completely different happened. Now I'm here to tell men one thing: dates and princess treatment has to be earned. Any woman who comes into your life expecting this has to earn this particular type of treatment. Now, am I saying this? Every time I talk to women online, they are so eager to meet up. They are so eager to meet up. And if you want to know, she thinks she needs to be treated out on a date, just ask this girl to come over to your house. She said she wants to meet you. She said she wants to meet up with you, right? Yeah, ask her to come over to your house. Let's see what happens after that. Majority of them will say things like, I don't go to strangers' houses, I don't like visiting men's houses, shit like that. But in reality, what they are saying is, I expect you to take me out on a date if you want to get to know me. Now, why is this detrimental for men? Because you are going to spend money on this date, you're going to choose the place to go, you're going to entertain this human being for maybe 2, 3 hours, 4 hours. It depends how long the date is going to last. And by the time you leave that particular date, you have no idea if this woman actually likes you or not. And that's why I say, for men, if you really, really want to know a woman is into you, wait a little bit longer. Do not be in a rush to meet up with them. Do not even be in a rush to sleep with these people. You understand? Because they assume all men will just automatically rush into sex. And that's not the case. Majority of guys out here will not just jump on the next piece of ass just simply because it's available. Men of today have standards. Men of today have preferences. And women are having a hard time understanding that, because earlier on, men were just carefree. They will just jump on anything that moves. You understand? So you as a man, you're not supposed to allow yourself to be taken for granted in this manner. Understand? Don't be taking these girls out on dates for the sake of taking them out on dates. I always say this: if you want to know a girl is into you, talk to her for at least 2-3 weeks. Don't be in a rush to meet up with her. Talk to her if you met her online, that is. Talk to her for at least 2-3 weeks. Find out how her mind works. Find out if she's actually interested in you. And when you ascertain that, when you find out that she is interested in you, that's the only time you're supposed to take these people out on dates. Understand this: some of these women come on these dates to eat. They don't have food in their houses. They just come on these dates to eat. Especially women who tell you to take them out or come meet them in their area of convenience. Let's assume a lady is living in in Roysambu, for example, and she asks you to come and meet her in Roysambu. She's not going to do anything. She's not going to sacrifice anything to meet up with you. I mean, you're meeting her in her area, in her residential area. So all she has to do is just take a walk from her house to wherever it is you guys will be, or maybe take a bike. She's not really going to incur any costs or sacrifice anything just to see you. You understand? So don't be taking these girls out on dates. Don't be doing these things women call princess treatment. I go online, especially on Tinder, you will see so many profiles written princess treatment is something I need, or they write something like in the lines of princess treatment is a must. And you ask yourself, why would I do this for this human being? Majority of these women think just because they are women that men will just bend over backwards for them. Now in this day and age where men and women are equal, and actually I'm one of those men who believes men and women should be treated equally. Okay? The same way you expect me to take you out on a date on the first day of us meeting is the same way I expect you to sleep with me on the first day of us meeting. Why am I saying that? Because I'm doing something, I'm sacrificing something for nothing. What are you sacrificing to be with me? What are you doing that will compensate what I've already done? You understand? So don't be taking these girls out on dates. A majority of them don't like this. I was actually talking to a girl just a few minutes ago before I started making this video. And she said, I want to meet up with you. I'll just post the conversation on the particular video and you'll see. She said, I want us to meet. And I asked her, come over to my place. I asked her where you are. She said, she gave me a location. And I told her, come over to my place since you're nearby. You can come over. And she said, I don't go to guys' houses. So I asked her, do you go on dates with strangers? And she said, yes. And I asked her, why? And she said, because it's in a public place. So the problem isn't her meeting a stranger in the house. The problem actually is not her meeting a stranger. The problem is the location. You understand? The location. She knows very well when she comes over to your house, you will pursue sex. And when you get sex from her, that is equivalent to a football match which ended up with 1-0, whereby you scored 1 goal and she did not score any goal. Now, when you go on a date with this woman, it's still equivalent to a football match where the scores is 1-0, whereby she scored 1 goal and you did not score any goal, because at the end of the date, you have not gotten any type of compensation, any type of reward for going out on a date with this person. And a lot of women will come to you with this manipulative language where they say that this is what gentlemen do. Now, gentlemen stopped existing when women became modern, independent, empowered, and strong. Gentlemen only existed at a time whereby women allowed men to be men and they were women. Where men were the leaders, women were the helpers. But in today's age and time, men and women are equal. Men and women are the same, right? I mean, we go to work, we make the same money, we have the same struggles in life, we pay the same bills. So we are actually the same. So I do not have to do anything for you simply because you are born a female. You understand? You should actually be the one who's trying to get my attention, because as time goes by, men are becoming scarce, and I'm talking about good men. I'm not just talking about men in general, because as a woman, if you want to get a man, you can get even 100 different men in a second. But how many good men will you actually get? That is the big question. Okay, so for guys, do not be taking these people out on dates sporadically. Don't just take people out on dates carelessly. Don't just spend your money just carelessly on any female that shows up just because she's beautiful, or she has a big ass, or she has whatever physical appearance you've always desired. You go out of your way and do something for this particular person. No, this person has to earn that particular date. This person has to earn that princess treatment. And I always say this, I treat women like children. You are, as a man, assume you have a child. Forget about you being a man. Both men and women, right? Both men and women, if you have children, are you just going to reward them simply because they're your children? Right? You're going to reward them when they do something worth rewarding them for. For example, your kid passes their exams, or they get some medal from some competition. You reward them for that. But if they fail, you cannot just reward them. The same thing with women. As a man, look at these women as your children. You only reward good behavior. You only reward a woman when it's worth being rewarded. When she has to prove that it's worth being rewarded. You understand? That's the only way you will weed out the pests and parasites in your life. Now, let me tell you the truth. That woman who told me she can't come to my house, I actually wanted to meet up with her. But the moment she said what she said, I automatically knew how this game is going to go. And yes, I'll feel a little bit bad because I haven't gotten her because that's what I wanted. But I will be like, you know what? Let her go. She's not worth my time. She has not earned being taken out on a date yet. I mean, we've talked for like maybe a day or two. So she hasn't earned anything. She hasn't earned being treated like a princess. Taking a woman out on a date, that is equivalent to princess treatment. And I know a lot of women will say, what is a date? You're complaining about a small date. Well, how many of you women have actually taken men out on dates? And in my next video, I'm going to talk about that women should start taking men out on dates. Again, we are equal, right? So do the things that men do. You understand? So do only this when the person has deserved it, when the person has qualified to get it, when the person has shown the value in her life, or she has brought value in your life as a man. Understand? This is the Modern Man KE signing out. Peace.